Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Code for episode 229 of On the Backs of Gods. I'm your DM, Jillian. Today we have all of our players. Same as always, we have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. Um, I guess we could just jump into the recap and get into things. Currently, you are in Skull City, more of an under Skull City situation. Uh, your current focus is a group called the Blind Eyes, which you know have been bothering local businesses and seem to be up to something dastardly. And you take it upon yourselves to be like, this is the problem that we're going to fix. Happy birthday, Skull City, our gift to you. And you all march forward and break into the base of the Blind Eyes. You meet some bugs, and now I guess you currently have a bug. Um, to remind you, this is a big ass bug. Um, it is a wild animal. Uh, but you have bug, you push forward. You encounter some guards that seem set up in the hallway, maybe to deal with the bugs, maybe just in case somebody comes down this hallway. They deal with the bugs that you allowed to pass through. And then while they turned their backs to go see if they could go get some help with the bug problem, you immediately murder one of them, Douglas. You don't kill the other one, Douglas. And you question living Douglas and give him some psychological issues. Uh, we won't get into it. But probably the disguising oneself as his dead friend probably does not help. But Douglas is basically like, hey, I'm just guarding the place. There's a lot of people in there. I'm doing my job. I'm also going to take dead Douglas's coin purse. And you guys said that's fine. Uh, Fen decides to go into the room disguised as dead Douglas and basically issues challenge to the leader of the Blind Eyes, Bottleneck. Uh, and during this comedy of errors, a woman ends up unengaged and in a hole with like a broken arm. And Bottleneck, seeing that there's just a hole in the ground and a bunch of people he doesn't know in a hallway, is like, I'm going to actually back up. I also can't hear anything in this space. So I'm going to back up. And you have a conversation where he's basically like, listen, I'm willing to talk, but you have broken into our space and you need to convince me why that's okay. That burden is not upon me this day. Uh, and you guys decide after a little bit of conversation that you want to engage in combat, and combat is engaged in. There is the shooting of large ballistas upon your person. There's the swinging of swords. There's the flying of arrows. Uh, a large number of the blind eyes are killed, around 12 of them, I think. A lot of the people manning the ballistas. And uh, Nix and Keld seemingly becoming more and more increasingly uncomfortable at the situation. Keld eventually kind of steps forward and is like, this needs to stop. We should talk. Um, and this is also probably spurred on by the fact that it seems like there's a lot of civilians in the space, and most of them stay to fight with their allies. Uh, Keld asks Bottleneck to stand down. Bottleneck says, "We will if your people stop killing my people." And he said, "Cool, could everybody calm down?" And everybody calmed down. Uh, Nyx went around during this and gathered a piece of hair from all of the fallen blind eyes, and you end up engaging in conversation with Bottleneck, who informs you that he's like, "Hey, listen, we got plans. Of course we do. We're gonna pop off a little bit. We're throwing a protest, and we are content if that turns to like an altercation with authority and police." Uh, and that you in the current setup in where your communication currently is, you guys can't leave. So it's basically like, currently, because of who you are and what you have done here, uh I would feel better if you perchance just kind of chilled here and hung out with the kids and just let us do what we're going to do because we can't trust you leaving. Uh, Around this time, this is when Waylon Opus joins the conversation. This is the missing leader of the Blind Eyes who seems very much still alive and very much still filled with that fire. Uh, Saying that it's like, listen, throughout her time living here in Skull City, she has tried things the quote unquote right way. And from her experience, that has not worked. So she has fallen on the only thing that is left, which is a show of force, which is violence, and seems immovable on that. Like, this is her intent. And it seems that perhaps there is a goal to kill the founders, the three pillars of Skull City. You learn that a lot of them have dropped out of the large speech that they were going to do, and the only one remaining is Sindri. Mixed opinions in the group, and she's like, Waylon Opus is like, I plan to go through with what I was going to do. Tries to appeal to you all and explain her side, and is like, you are welcome to either stay down here and do nothing, as Bottleneck suggested, or you could maybe consider that we are in the right and you could help us. But after some finagling of words and presenting the third option, instead of this resorting to the violence just in this room that was going to take place, it came down to that you guys have promised Waylon that you will get her and her allies audience with the pillars of Skull City in the span of an hour and a half. If not, she continues with what she was going to do, and has no intention of stopping, but is willing to go to one of these meetings. Uh, and that's where we are, I suppose. All of you are walking out of this room back into the main area, in this underground space where the blind eyes are. You were told that you can go to the main entrance, and do not have to walk back outside Skull City and then go all the way back around again, saving you guys a bit of time, which is nice on their part. Um, you are able to start making your way out towards that entrance. Uh, a lot of side eyes along the way. You have your intent, you have your timeline, and while you walk this, I would say, very uncomfortable walk out of this place, I'd like to know where your mind is at, what you think is important, what you want to focus on, what your character is feeling, whatever you think is important to relay. That's what I'd like to hear, just to know where your character is at. Um, and like the cool teacher I am, whoever wants to go first can go first. I won't pick people. Do I have to be a cool, not cool
Well,
teacher?
I mean, if
I'll be a
nobody
not
else
cool
is gonna
teacher.
jump in, I think I have a pretty good bead on where Nana's at. As we're walking out through this crowd of people who we were just mortally hurting, some of whom we have killed, she is keenly aware of every pair of eyes on her. She hates that we have done this. She hates that we went into this with so little information. She hates that we have so little time in which to try and make up for that, but that is what we must do because of the harm we've done and the diligence we did not take. We at least can make up for it as best we can by leveraging what connections we've got. She feels it's important to make this meeting happen because otherwise there will be some kind of violence today, probably. The protesters who will be out there will not be out there purely to protest peacefully. They are content if something pops off. So This can't escalate, or there will be bloodshed, and that will be on our heads.
Alcohol. Like Nyx first is just focusing on how much she does not like what just happened. She voiced it before. But before we even went in that room, asked everybody if we were killing people, because that doesn't really seem like a thing we do. That's not who we are, because we immediately killed somebody in that hallway, and she's not happy about that. And then that was also the first instinct when we went into the other room. No one tried to hold back. She is quite angry. I think it's very visible that she is not happy as we're all walking, and is also not happy about the fact that it was being used as blackmail. The fact that she could bring back these people, there's no way she's not bringing them back. It is going to try to push focusing on that aside and just get to Sindri, because she thinks that is who will be able to help us get this meeting to happen as fast as possible.
I think that Fen is probably pretty dejected and feels exhausted and defeated. He feels like we had tried so hard to prevent whatever was going to happen from happening, and it felt like we were pretty solidly on one side, even though at least half of the group actively doesn't like the other side. And too many times before, we've had inaction that led to bad consequences and tried to take a definitive action that seemed like we were pressed for time. We're out of time and out of options. We had finally, at the last second, succeeded in something we'd attempted to do basically all week, and he feels responsible for the actions that he took, and he wishes there was something more than violence he had to offer. But he does feel like he's stuck between half of the group that justifiably hates Sindri and wants him dead, and the other half of the group that justifiably wants to see him continue. And Fen feels very stuck in the middle of that and doesn't know what he's doing in the middle of this conflict that he has no part of. He's actually mostly concerned about the power of the kiln and what it's going to be used for in Sindri's possession currently versus what happens to it if it falls into the hands of somebody that's got less focus. He doesn't know what it's capable of. He knows Sindri's a bad guy. Sindri's got Dagwood held prisoner, um, but also he knows that Sindri matters immensely to Russ, and that Russ matters to him and everybody else in the party, but especially Nyx and Kelt. So that's where Fen is, just very conflicted and exhausted from the last hour of existence.
I think, well, Finn is, you said, sort of stuck between these two things. Keld's feeling very much like a division, more so. Um, we honestly, I feel like for Keld, ever since getting to Skull City, he's sort of had been struggling to really figure out what direction the party was heading in. We're all sort of trying to, I think, find our way here and what we're doing. Um, so right now, I feel like Keld is very much just lost in this sense of looking for a direction. There's this uncomfortable divide going on with the party. Um, and now that this all of this has come to light regarding the blind eyes and this economical social disparity in Skull City. It's a lot, and it's very overwhelming. And I think he's just sort of drowning in that as we walk through here.
And Roshan is, I think he's maybe the least in tune with what's going on in his immediate surroundings, because he's had a couple days uh, of learning what's happening and uh, putting divides of his own into the group and trying to. He feels like, when Spider-Man is holding on to two separate halves of something with his webs. Roshan feels like that, and then everyone is at the end of a different one of these webs, and they're all trying to go in different directions. And so I think he's uh, turned off the feeling parts of his brain and is calculating what needs to be done next.
Okay. You all move through this space, cramped corridors to the way out. You move past guards who allow you to exit. Nobody seems to try to talk to you or stop you, engage with you really in any way. But the murmurs behind you are deafening, um, as this space is quiet besides that. The sound of your feet on dirt and wood, and the murmurs of the blind eyes. Eventually, you find your way out. You are in, for Fen, a familiar alleyway. Fen, you notice there are currently only 2 guards at this alleyway now, compared to the other night when there were a good number more. But all of you are outside. The door closes behind you. What do you do? The clock starts.
I think Roshan turns to the group and says, I believe the best place for this conversation would be on even ground. The best place I can think of is Pynk, if she will allow.
I sincerely doubt it. She already expressed a distaste for being further involved with the situation after intervention from the absent party.
Well, I will ask her, and I can be in charge of finding a place. I think each of us has sway with a different number of the pillars of the community. Uh, Roshan looks at Nyx and says Sindri, at Keld and says Ms. Roan, and then at the Rangers and says, perhaps we know the least about them, but Chief Hollister and Hollis' daughter. I can reach out to locate them, but if you know where any of them are, that would save us on resources. And
It's difficult
any
to say for
questions?
Hollister, unfortunately. I had to wait for 3 hours just to see whether or not I could see her turn up. There was no way to know where she was. Her secretary could not speak to what she was working on or where in the city. So, I was able to have a lunch with her. So if you're able to message her, that would be vastly faster.
I can try. I have not met her, and I have seen a picture of her dad.
I can give you a thorough
You saw her
description of
once outside of Pynk's.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
Oh,
that's
we
right.
did see her outside of Pynk's that
We
one
could
time
also
as she was inquiring with the guard.
start with Sindri and see. He would probably be a good way to reach out to the other 2.
Yeah, he already did that once.
We do have a personal connection with him, if nothing else, and he may have some sway with the other two. Perhaps it's best for us to consolidate a group effort to press upon Sindri the importance of this and see whether or not we can get him to persuade the other two pillars.
I don't think that your presence, mine or Roshan's, is going to help in the efforts to persuade Sindri to do anything. I think it's probably best we stay as clear of that aspect of it as possible, Mona.
All right. Do you two feel, or do you, Nyx, feel comfortable? I don't know how you want to
I
divide
think we
this,
could talk
but
to him. I, since we are on a time crunch, Roshan, could you just ask him where he is, and we let him know that Kel and I are headed his way?
Mhm.
Sure. I
How many
think
messages have you
Roshan
got
is
before you need to rest?
plenty.
Okay.
I think Roshan is taken aback because he thought he heard something about getting a sending stone for Sindri, but maybe
Yeah,
that didn't happen.
not yet,
It
apparently.
hasn't happened yet. It's only been a day.
Only a day.
God, it feels like months ago.
I know, it's wild.
Okay, Roshan will reach out to Sindri and say, urgent tidings. Nyx and Keld would love to meet you wherever you are. Could you provide a location for them?
Uh, of course, it would be easier if I just meet them at my home. I'll head there.
Roshan will tell them that and say, I'll go see about a location.
All right, and I don't know, we could try staking out the city, see whether or not Hollisdottir or the Mother of the Sworn are somewhere visible, but if they're holed up because they're avoiding the festivities, then we may not see them.
The last time we saw Hollisdottir was intervening in a commotion. I don't know if that's her role explicitly, but if there were another commotion, something to draw attention, do you think she's likely to respond?
There's so much going on with the festivities right now, I don't know. I genuinely don't. I feel like that might be difficult to say.
Maybe you
There
could
could be-
regroup with Rex and see if he's seen her.
I think that's best. Actually, we did mention we were going to check in with him. I understand if you want to conserve your resources, Roshan, but do you mind?
Wasn't he meant to be monitoring this doorway that we just left?
No.
He was
No.
going to the festival grounds.
Alright.
I could reach out.
I'd appreciate
Yeah,
it.
if you don't know where he is.
Not exactly, and I'd prefer we do this faster rather than slower.
Roshan will ask for a location from Rex.
Rex.
The other
Too
three-letter name.
Our boys.
Rex informs you that he is at the main festivity grounds.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Excellent.
Nana and I
Then
can head that direction, and we have a time, place to regroup.
For now, if you don't hear from me, meet back in. Roshan looks at an imaginary watch and says, 80 minutes at Pynk's, but I'll let you know if I can convince her or not.
All right.
Right. Best of luck.
Should we wait for some word from someone before we try and find Hollisdottir, or should we try and do the footwork ourselves?
I thought we were meant to ask Rex, rather, if he'd...
Assuming he's seen her. I mean,
That's
if
the only
he's
lead we've
turned
got
up
for the time
anything
being.
else. All right. Let's do one thing at a time then. On we go.
Okay. You all split up. We'll start with Nyx and Keld because they know the location of the person they are looking for. So uh, you two quickly move through Skull City and end up outside of Sindri's home. He seems to be waiting outside.
Thank you for meeting us so quickly.
I wasn't very far, so
Well, that's good. Uh, Kel, do you want to just explain the whole situation, or should I?
We can both. I think we
Okay.
explained to him the situation.
I believe in the two of you to cobble together an understandable narrative.
Yeah, we were there.
Explain the entirety of what happened underground.
okay. So everything is there's anything you do not cover.
Mm, the bugs, we definitely know. um,
I can't think of anything that Nyx would keep a secret from him
yeah,
at this moment.
yeah.
Okay. So you are attempting, are you just informing him, or are you now attempting to convey, we need you to go to a meeting with who your city or your city officials dub a terrorist?
I feel like step one is explaining what
What
happened to him.
happened?
Okay, he is fully caught up then and is listening
Yeah.
intently.
Okay. But I feel like we would want to relay that, I guess, though she is or they are viewed as a terrorist group, Keld would want to emphasize like that these are still people of Skull City, and they're, I mean, we can, mention all the civilians we saw down there who were eager to fight for this cause that they are backing. That they feel a type of way because of how things are happening, and since he's in his position, this seems like something that he should know about and that he should care about.
Uh, Nix, anything in the form of support or
Mhm.
continuation?
Yeah. I think she would tell him, hey, they seem like they need a lot of help and they aren't really sure how to get it. But if you would meet up with them and talk before your speech to the town, I think that would really help out. And we're going to help out however we can afterwards. Like, I'm going to bring everybody back that the others hurt. And I think it's important to take care of everybody here.
Okay. Uh, Keld, um, as my kindness, you will be rolling the persuasion check. You have advantage from Nix assisting you. I'm going to inform you the DC is 15.
Hmm. I've got Nyx on my side. All right. 21.
Okay. I personally am fine being at this meeting. That does not, I'm not bothered by that, and I'm happy to help the city in any way I can. Um, uh, I think some people hold me in slightly higher regard um, than I may be. I do not. Uh, I am not exactly a lawmaker. I am not an arbiter of law and change in that way. Uh, I am happy to be there, but if it's just me, there is not much I can do.
Well, we're hoping it won't be just you.
They want you, the chief, Ms. Roan, to all be there to talk with.
Um, I, if I had to guess, I don't think Miss Roan will be difficult to convince of this, but she is in an even less powerful position than I am when it comes to this topic. Um, and the person you really need is Chief Hollister. Um, once again, I'll be there. But um, he and his daughter are aware of the threats to their lives that was going to take place today. And I think convincing them to go have a sit down conversation with the people that were going to try and harm them may be difficult. I'm not saying impossible, but I think it may be difficult.
And we'd like to try.
Yeah.
Of course.
We just may need help getting to their ears.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And finding them
Yeah, and their face.
quickly enough. Yeah.
um, I'm not sure where they are. Um, I know that they are not. I'm assuming out and about as their lives were just threatened.
Mm.
So they are probably in some secure location. But even if I'm aware of secure locations, I don't feel comfortable relaying those to you. Just,
Understandable.
yeah. I'll do what I can to help. I am happy to assist you in trying to bend ears, but I don't know where the others are. It's possible Ms. Roan is not in hiding, to be fair, but I do not know where she is.
Would you have any means of contacting them currently, or will we have to find another way?
Um, I could ask people to try and locate them, but that's the best I can do. We do not have a magical means of conversing.
We really got to get those stones.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Sindri does not say how he is like, how would that help us in this moment? But he does not say that. A good thing. He's like, yeah.
Listen,
Everybody needs
everybody
them.
has stuff. Well, Roshan was going to have us meet him at Pynk's if we don't hear from him. So um, I guess we'll run that way to try to find him, maybe. See if he can help us find the other two.
uh, sure, I will join you to save you the trek back and forth.
That
That
is
makes sense.
appreciated.
I think
He
I could fly
nods.
and have a lookout overhead.
Hmm.
I could do that. And Miss Rum wears really distinct outfits, armor, so she'd probably be easy to spot in overhead, even in a crowd.
Maybe so.
Sure. Um, so sounds like Nyx is taking a bit of a detour, but Keld and Sindri are heading to Pink's.
Hmm.
Okay. We'll head over to Fen and Nana.
Yep, we are headed towards the main festivities
Yeah,
area,
there's
the big
a
field.
bunch of people out and about. A lot of like children, younger people, families at this time. This seems to be like a very family friendly event that's going on. There are the smells of grilling meats, sweet smells of candy and fruits, uh, and just the constant hum nearing a roar of just the sound of large crowds of people engaging in fun activity.
I think if nothing else, with Fen being in the mental state that he's in, the fact that there are so many otherwise innocent people that Bottleneck and Wayland refuse to guarantee the safety of, kind of instills a little bit more urgency in him to do something about this. So, as disillusioned as he was feeling, he's kind of back in there now, at least for that reason. And he's gonna scale up a wall and see if he can get eyes on Rex or Hollister or anybody on the list.
Okay. I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You are able to locate Rex, who seems to be like moving in y'all's direction currently. He seems
Cool.
to be like weaving through the crowd.
He probably clocked us making our way towards the main fairground anyway. So Nana waves him down. We need to catch you up on the whole situation. Can we get somewhere we don't need to shout?
Oh, sure, whatever you need. But you guys can go to like an alley or something if you'd like to.
Yeah. Nana would just like to bring Rex up to current on the facts of what happened and what we're now attempting to do. And try to just ask, so obviously chances are slim that Hall's daughter or the chief himself or Mother of the Sworn are out and about, but have you happened to see them?
I'm sorry, I haven't seen anything. The only change in variables is that Russ had joined me in what I was doing. So that was the only change.
What was it that you were doing, if I may ask?
I was scouting the area, I was seeing if anything seemed off.
Nothing that you noticed?
No. Nothing stood out to me currently. And so it was more just eyes watching. But I have not seen the chief or the Mother of the Sworn.
And do you know where Russ is now?
He points over kind of into the crowd. We were closer to the further side of the fairgrounds, and I told him where I was going, and he said, cool, and then I left. So I'm assuming he is probably somewhere around there.
All
Right, that might be the best other lead we've got, other than trying to directly detect two people that probably don't want to be seen, three people that don't want to be seen. Nana, you want to come find Russ?
Yeah. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
We'll try to find Russ in a crowd. I don't know if he's gleaming gold at the moment or not, but
Spot the Russ.
Fun. Roll perception checks, please.
Yes. Do I need to do that for Rex as well?
Rex will give you the help action.
Very good. Thank you.
I think you roll with advantage anyways, but I'm taking him off the docket for rolling this.
Got it.
31.
Okay. Better one is 25.
Oh yeah, he right over there.
Hell yeah.
He's not currently wearing his armor, but you know him, and it's not like he is hiding.
Okay. So, I guess we'll wave him down and, at the very least, let him know that, we're trying to get in contact with, Sindri and, a couple other people.
Russ, it's fairly important. I know we've had some differences, Nana, myself, you, about Sindri, but it's fairly important that if you know where Miss Roan or Chief, the chief or
Hollister.
his daughter are, um, that we find them and have an audience with them in short order. We're given 90 minutes, some number of minutes ago, to arrange a meeting. Nix and Keld are already on their way to find Sindri, but Sindri's safety and potentially more depend on this. We come to you in with the best of intentions.
You approach, you see that Russ already has a bit of like that crazy in his eyes. That is apparent and visible. Uh, um, I do not know where the chief or his daughter are, and I can only assume that Ms. Roan uh, is either on her way or doing something. I don't assume she is avoiding this, so I don't know. I haven't seen them.
If it weren't an important day, where might one find the chief or his daughter? Is there some business they might be about?
Um, the best bet would be, and he describes to you the government building that you went to, Nana.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly the location of business, but they don't spend very much time there. I waited for the Hollister 3 hours at one juncture, which was not a very good expenditure of my time.
Russ, we appreciate the information. If you
Yeah.
see any of the three people we've mentioned, will you please not just direct them to, but escort them to Pynk's?
Yeah.
We're assuming that Pynx is going to wind up being the intermediary ground. We'll try and let you know if that changes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nana, do you want to go to the government center and lean on your standing as Hemming's daughter to try to curry some sort of audience if it's possible, and I'll just do my best to make my way around the city as fast as possible and check any possible location I could think of and try to regroup with you later.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best thing we can do, either of us.
Need to cover as much ground as possible, and I don't know how else to do this.
I think you're right. So I'll head on to the government building and I'll see what I can do to get somebody's attention.
Is there anything we've got on our persons that could be used as evidence or of what we're saying? Did you come across any? I'm drawing a blank here. If you can think of anything, employ it. Whatever. Pull all stops.
I'll see what I can do. It's not like we've been doing very much on the ground investigation, collecting clues and the like. We've mostly been just observing behavior, but I'll do what I can.
All right. I'll see you at Pink's.
Okay.
Best of luck.
Rex goes over to Nana. Would you like me to stay here and just keep eyes on?
I think that may be best. And do be careful, all right?
Of course.
Okay. Thank you.
He moves over and kind of rejoins Russ in what he was doing. This kind of just like moving through the space and scanning things and taking everything in. Um, you see that they're talking. They're having conversation. You see kind of as you kind of like glance back as you're leaving, like Russ is like squishing at Rex's like face and sort of just bothering him. Uh,
That's so wholesome. I love that.
okay. Fen goes off to start searching. Nana starts going to the government building. Yes, Fen?
I was going to say, to focus Fenn's search, they're inside of a big dome. There must be balconies that have an advantageous view of this. Maybe some that look like they're accessed by people of means, and he would like to run up the wall to like access one of those, hoping that the chief or his daughter are there. But if not, at least it might give him a good vantage point to search.
Okay. And Nana, you head to the government building. Nyx is taken to the sky as what kind of bird?
Our favorite Patu owl.
Thank you.
Patu!
And Roshan is
Horrible
going to
thing.
Pink's. What are we doing, Roshan?
Roshan would head up to Pynk's. Is it open today?
It does seem to be open. It doesn't look like there's a lot happening inside, but you do see people inside.
Roshan would head inside and try to find someone he recognizes as a bar manager or mood, or, I mean, if he's lucky, Pynk.
Roll me a luck check.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of Pynk sort of moving into like the hallway away from the main area. It seems like kind of pursued by a couple people, and like it just seems like they're getting things ready or moving things. But you see Pynk.
Roshan would hurry off in that direction and, with a look of urgency in his eyes, ask her if she's got somewhere to talk.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay. Ooh. Yeah, that's the higher one. So the lower one was a 4, but I do have a plus 16, so that's 20.
Okay. Pynk looks incredibly uncomfortable as you approach her and ask to talk, especially with urgency. As Pynk can only probably think of one topic you'd like to discuss and seems very uncomfortable with that. And it's just like a soft huff and tells the people that she's walking with to continue what they're doing and moves into her office.
Roshan will not mince words. I think he starts off with the city's on the brink of a civil war. We found audience after a scuffle with Waylon. She's still alive. It sounds like the rioting in the streets that is planned for today is only a distraction for a political assassination. But she has agreed to a conversation with the pillars, and I think it would be best for that conversation to be had on neutral ground. And I know that you'd like to stay away from this as much as you can, but honestly, I consider you as much a pillar of the city as any of them. And I think if you wanted a seat at the table to say how things go, to bring a voice to the people who aren't heard, then I would implore that you host this meeting. And if you are not interested, that's There's nothing wrong with that. I understand protecting your peace. Whether you are not interested in hosting or you are not interested at the seat of the table, neither are mutually exclusive. But I like to see it that no one dies today, and while people would be here, they would be under our protection.
It is mostly fear that you are observing on Pynk's face, and that grows throughout. There are 2 DCs in my head.
Okay.
One of them acquires you something, one of them acquires you 2 things. They are high, but you have a pretty good modifier. So go ahead and roll me a persuasion check. There are aspects that would have given you advantage, and there were aspects that would have given you disadvantage. So it's a straight roll.
Okay. Rolled my Roshan dice, and that's a 16 plus 16, so 32.
You watch as Pynk takes a moment and walks around to the other side of her desk and pulls out a drink, pours one for herself, does not pour one for you, and takes a small sip and then knocks it back. Well, it's my establishment. I'm allowed to sit at the table.
Of course.
When?
Roshan looks down at his imaginary watch and says, in an hour.
I'll prepare something. I'll send my people home.
I think Roshan will just pull out 100 platinum and say, for anything lost this morning.
She motions to the table, I suppose if you'd like to put a shit ton of money on this table, you are welcome to.
Consider it a
Yes.
security deposit for the war room.
That's kind of what we're turning it into. Doesn't feel good. And I think before parting, Roshan says, is there anything I can do to help you prepare?
No, but I would like to give some stipulations that might make some of the attendants uncomfortable. I am already going to be outnumbered in my space, and I am not allowing for an armada to be in my establishment. I don't feel comfortable with the brandishing of weapons or a show of force. That will not be allowed in my space.
Absolutely. Would you like weapons checked at the door, or would you rather a verbal agreement with promise of retribution should anyone break the compact?
They are welcome to leave things at the door. They can check them like a code. If people are not willing to agree, then I suppose they must find somewhere else to have their conversation.
Well, this conversation has no plans but peaceful plans, and whether or not they stop the wheel from turning, your establishment will be safe. On my and my friends' honor.
I appreciate that and know that you can't promise that. I'll see you in, I suppose, an hour.
All right. And then I think Roshan goes back outside and who would he call to tell an update? I think he'd probably check in with Killed and the Rangers, just in tandem, and ask Keld, or just say, we're on for an hour at Pynk's. I've guaranteed her a seat at the table, her safety, and weapons checked at the door.
I'm on my way with Sindri.
You got 22 words if you want. Maybe 20.
Just Nyx is getting a lookout. Sindri isn't sure, but will try to help us find the chief and or Ms. Roan.
Okay. And then Roshan will reach out to Fen and ask, have you been able to locate either of the pillars?
Haven't located either. Spoke to Russ, implored for help, trying to find each. Nana going to government center.
You got a text. You got a
Or a
response.
bright idea.
Yeah, work doesn't stop on a Monday night. Sorry.
Oh, I was implying because you guys were doing sending.
Yeah.
That's so good.
So I think from there, Roshan wants to reach out to the chief, because it doesn't sound like anyone else has found him. But I need a few seconds to formulate a sending that doesn't sound like, hey, whatever you do, don't scream.
Yeah. I promise you, you'll be safe if you meet me here at this time. I don't know you. You don't know me. See you there.
Yeah.
Bring your daughter. No weapons. No guards.
Oh
How does it
God!
sound so bad?
Oh God!
Okay. So, Keld and Sindri are heading to Pynk's, where Sean is going to attempt to locate some of the pillars. Fen is running up a wall into an unknown, well to do person's house, fingers crossed on it. Nana is going to the government building that she sat at for 3 hours to see if she can locate one of the pillars. Nyx is a bird. That's where we are. 30 minutes have passed. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Yay!
Thanks for being here. Go get a snack and a drink, and we'll see you guys in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Tin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 229 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. And currently, our heroes here are trying to prevent what they see could possibly outcome as a civil war, or at least harm or bloodshed. That seems to be the inevitable goal if this does not work out, is that something's going to happen to somebody. You're just not sure who at this point. Um, but currently, you are trying to gather the pillars of Skull City. You officially have one of them. There are two more left. You do not know where they are. Currently, no clue. So let's see where I want to start next. Is probably with Keld and Sindri. No, because I don't want Roshan to do his thing yet. So I'm going to start with birds. Nyx is a bird.
Next being a bird.
Where are you going? Who are you looking for? What is the vibe?
I think going over just the festivity area in general, but probably closer to the outskirts to start looking for Ms. Round because I don't expect the other two to be outdoors.
Okay. Uh, going ahead. Go
Going
ahead
ahead.
and going ahead and roll me a perception check.
We are in Skull City, so she is in ahead.
You are.
Wow.
When in head.
And I have advantage because
Let me out of here.
Okay.
No, not that it mattered. Rolled a 14 on both dice, so 24.
Okay. Now roll me a luck check.
19.
Okay. That both luck checks have been 19s. How fun for you guys. How fun for you. Let's hope the next luck check I ask for also has that. I hope it doesn't because I think it's more fun for me if it's lower. So we'll see. Uh, we'll find out. But um, you fly around for a bit. Are you a normal size Patu or a big Patu? I'm just curious.
It's got to be a bigger one.
Thank you.
Something that people would, be like looking up because like, what the hell is that?
You fly around for a bit. You got like a 24 on your perception check, you said? Okay.
Yeah.
So not too much time, but still some time. So just a humongous bird in Skull City is definitely garnering a lot of attention.
It's all part of the festivities.
I basically say anybody who's outside sees a humongous bird flying around. Like, so anybody outside's like, that's a big bird. It's a humongous fucking bird.
I guess I know where Nyx is.
But you catch a glint of gold that catches your eye. Sort of sitting on, there's like a larger building. It looks like maybe a couple homes put together or a couple businesses. You can't tell because you're kind of behind it. But it's sort of like a patio around it. And by patio, I mean it's like just a big strip of wood so people can walk around to the back. But that strip of wood kind of hangs off into the abyss of Skull City, right? And you see sitting on the edge of this walkway by herself, smoking a cigarette, it looks like, is Ms. Roan, Mother of the Sworn, who looks up and sees just a huge ass bird circling and is like, huh?
Yeah, I'll find a place to land nearby or with her and turn
Wherever you
back.
want.
I'll be with her. It's fine.
Oh, how can I help you?
Right. I guess I'm the first person to find you. So we just talked to Sindri. So he told you the whole situation of what was happening earlier with the speeches, yes?
Yes, I am up to date
So,
on these speeches.
okay. So my group, we went underground and talked to all the people, and we're going to have a meeting with them. Sindri's going, and we would like you to be there. We're trying to get the chief to be there to talk to them about not doing the thing and to help them and the people underground in general. They would really like you to be there. Roshan could probably do a better job of explaining all this than I could, but he's busy getting the location. I think we're meeting at Pynk's in like maybe an hour now.
Who are we meeting at Pink's?
She'll explain all the people that are going to be there.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay. She seemed like she was waiting for you to also like give more, but she's like, okay, that's the end of it. Cool. She's like, all right. Um, okay. Um, your DC for the Mother of the Sworn. You're rolling persuasion. You need a 13.
We only need to roll a 14 or higher, guys. You know, I'll take a 16 on the die. That's 15.
Okay.
Should I just meet you there? Do you want to? Keld is walking Sindri to there. So I don't know if you want to also walk there.
I don't exactly need a babysitter, but if it makes you feel better, you could escort me.
Do you have an idea where the chief might be? I might head that way and, fly and get the third person.
Um, so I have a guess, but
Mm,
it's usually not polite to give out certain information. So apologies.
mm. But if you went there and asked as well, and then it's not like you're giving it out, it's just we're going to ask him together.
So roll me a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage because you did beat the DC by a little bit, and
A
it
little bit.
makes sense. Your argument makes sense. Uh,
Ooh, the higher one's a nat 20, so
okay,
19. The lower one was a 2.
okay. Well, I wasn't doing anything else today, and she gets up. Um, sure, I'll take you there.
Great.
Just consider me escorting you. I don't plan to, like.
Right. They'll walk side
Okay.
by side.
Yeah, and you two will start walking. Um, Keld and Sindri will arrive outside of Pink's, and we'll see Roshan outside, about to send a message to the chief.
I think Roshan will dip his chin to Sindri in deference and say, "Thank you for coming. Um, I was just about to reach out to uh, the chief and his daughter. Um, no one's heard from them."
Don't let me get in your way.
Uh, Roshan will nod and then will walk a few paces so he's not staring at Keld and Sindri, and uh, he's going to send 2 sendings in a row because he couldn't fit all of his thoughts into a single one. um, and the first, it says, "The city's fate is in your hands. The chief's presence is requested for a parley at Pynk's. Your safety is promised while you are a guest. Please help us avoid bloodshed and come together for a meeting of the pillars.
Roll persuasion. I will be giving you disadvantage because this is a ascending with very little information and you have never met.
Very fair. Okay, well, the better one's a nat 20, but the worst one is a 13 for 29.
I believe that you are passionate, but I will need a preliminary conversation before this takes place. You may meet me at my office.
Roshan will look to Sindri and say, it sounds like he's amenable to meeting. His office in the government building?
Yes.
Keld, would you mind coming along? I'm most afraid for the chief and his daughter's safety, and I don't strike an imposing figure if I'm hoping to promise their safety. So,
Of course. I'm happy to come.
Okay.
And Sindri, you're welcome to. I believe Pynk is preparing a space, and it should be safe. Would you like me to reach out to Russ?
I would appreciate if you could send Russ here so we could talk.
Will do. Roshan will sending Russ and say, Sindri would like to chat. He's at Pynk's. And I'm sure you deserve to be there as well.
Your response, it kind of just sounds like is the sound of like somebody going, it's kind of like skirt and like the movement of a person being like, okay, summoned this way. Okay. So,
And then we'll head
Roshan,
off to the government building.
To the government building.
The government building.
So Roshan and Keld make their way to the government building. Fen, roll me a luck check.
$14.
Okay. I will let you know that it was needing to be like a nat 20 for you to stumble into the correct building. To be like, ta-da, perfect landing kind of place was a nat 20.
Yeah.
On your first guess of just breaking into a property.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't necessarily looking to break into a property. The Fenn's mindset was if, and I'm not trying to change the role or anything, but if I was a leading figure in a community and was told it wasn't safe for me to show my face, but there was still going to be like a party in my honor, I would want to like overlook it. Like that's like a little bit of Fenn's hubris peeking through. Like, where would I want to view a fireworks display from, or the equivalent? So that's the kind of balcony he was looking for. So if he didn't land on that, of course, of course that's fine. Like,
no, you land on a balcony that covers that description.
Yeah.
You go to what you wanted to find. I am telling you that it was a nat 20 to land like in front of the chief, like ta-da.
Of course.
But you're like, that's the balcony. Uh, and you just doot, 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 walk up the side and step onto it, and you have a pretty good view of the fairgrounds and the woman inside who looks at you, eyes wide, as you watch her reach towards something slightly out of view. As she's like, she sees you on the balcony, you're looking at each other, and she starts reaching towards something.
I will give a slight tip of the hat that Fen doesn't wear, and uh, walk down 180 degrees underneath the balcony so she doesn't see me anymore.
You watch as, from your upside down perspective, you watch a vase fly from the window and just go like careening and crashing into the ground. And you can hear this woman like, um, she's bitching about something. It's probably the man that was on her balcony, but she's bitching about something. Uh, and you can hear like her footsteps come out to the balcony and like look around. And she's like, "What the fuck was?" That?" And then you can hear her walk back inside.
Was that
Uh,
a bird? Was that
I'll
a man?
I'll just ask, just because I have to. Fen's in investigation mode. Does she look like she might be related in some way to the half orc chief of the city?
uh,
Like,
sure. I'll take, feeling nice enough, I suppose. Give me an investigation check or an insight check.
okay, 21.
Um, family comes in all shapes and sizes. Am I right?
Oh, I'm not doubting
Um,
that. I'm just like, does this person look
oh, I'm aware of what
biologically?
you were
Yeah,
asking. I am just
okay.
adding words so that I can hear myself talk. Uh, uh, you don't know if the chief has a wife or a cousin. This woman is elven, and you are aware that the chief is of orcish lineage. So they at least do not like present similar looking. Uh,
Cool.
you do hear a lot of cursing in Elvish, though. Um, and it seems that she was never a fan of the balcony and seems to be upset with somebody that they picked the house with the balcony that overlooks this area where a bunch of people are. And so she does not seem to like the balcony and now has like a reason to be like, look, there was just a man on the balcony and my favorite vase is now on the floor. Uh, uh,
Yeah. So Fen is not just standing upside down, but is like crouched, curled upside down,
mhm,
like to make as small a profile as possible. Like that's like, oops, I fucked up. Like that's
mhm. You can go ahead and roll stealth for me.
okay. 22.
Okay. You hear an argument between two people in Elvish upstairs. Um,
I speak
and
Elvish.
yeah, I mean, she's bitching about the balcony, and he's bitching about the vase. And he's like, that was my mother's vase. And basically, it's a fuck your mother situation. And she's
I
like,
shop there.
go. You're like, I know that place. Uh, and she's basically like, go do something about it. Like, you can't just say, oh, sorry that happened. I need you to go like do something. And just like exasperated sounds of Elvish. And uh the sound of this man stomping off to go do something. Uh and you
Probably
can
buy
tell
another vase.
she comes out to the balcony and is like leaning over, and you can tell she's waiting to see if he actually goes out there and does something. Uh
As soon as they're gone, Fen will 90 degrees from the ground along the wall, arms behind his back, looking what would be up but is instead sideways, just casually whistling uh, as he walks along the wall to some other place that's not here.
yeah. You could see that a man comes out with a club. There's this like big old elvish man comes out, just totally jacked. Uh, comes out with a club and is like looking around, and you can see like he looks up at her and is like, "I don't see anything." And then they continue to argue in elvish until somebody seems to approach them and is like, there are children here. And then it becomes a 3-person argument. So they're doing that, um, which does bring the attention of a guard who is like, can we please stop yelling at each other in the middle of the party where all the children are? So that's happening, which makes it incredibly easy for you to go, well, and just walk away. Um, Nana, you arrive at the government building.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty vacant. Besides, it looks like the same woman, Queenie, at the front desk seems to be like packing up.
Got it.
Oh, hey there.
Hello, Queenie. I understand that there's very little chance that anyone is still here in the office, but I don't suppose the chief's daughter or the chief might still be wrapping up some business.
I'm sorry. They're not seeing anyone right now.
Oh, I understand. However, this is somewhat in unusual importance. I have reason to believe that there's very good chance that something dreadful might happen today if I may not be able to press upon the chief to speak with some concerned citizens. I I understand he's not seeing anyone, but if I might at least ask for 5 minutes.
You can roll persuasion with disadvantage.
I might burn a. Let me see how it turns out. But I might wind up burning a. Oh, wow. It was 14 on both die. My persuasion was 25.
Okay. You can see that Queenie is uncomfortable, and she's like, listen, I've been asked to not let anyone in.
I understand. Is there any way that I may be able to? I can't just sit and wait. I really must make some kind of contact with the chief or the chief's daughter. I don't know what I can do to convey my urgency, but I hardly want to put you in any kind of awkward position, but I really need to speak with at least one of them.
Um, uh, I'll go ask. Yeah, because I feel like that decision isn't up to me. So,
Of course. And thank you very much for asking for me, Queenie. Thank you.
of course, she goes to the back, but stops at like the first door and knocks and opens and seems to talk to somebody inside. You watch 3 guards come out and stand in the front space.
Sure. Makes sense. So there's no hinky business happening out front here while Queenie is not there.
And then Queenie moves to the back. Fen, from your new or your trek to your new vantage point, wherever you may be heading, you see Nyx walking with Ms. Roan, and then further back, you can see Keld and Roshan coming up the bend and all heading in like the same direction.
I guess I'll under balcony walk across to kind of go in the same direction as my compatriots are.
We
Okay.
all wind our way to the same place.
Yep. And then, if so inclined, all of you are inside the government building.
Hello, all. Queenie is presently inquiring with the chief as to whether or not there might be some time to speak, but if the lot of you are here, I can't imagine perhaps we've secured an audience.
We have indeed. Roshan will announce to the guards and his group. I've spoken with the chief via sending. He has deigned to see us on short notice. Please let him know that we've arrived.
The guards all kind of like look at each other, and then one of them will disappear in the same direction that Queenie went. You see
Sure.
Ms. Roan sort of just strolls past and goes up to Queenie's desk and has started like picking candy out of it.
That makes sense.
I would like
It
to
is
do a
good
cool
candy.
backflip off the wall with the superhero landing.
It's bad on the
Okay.
knees, man.
Roll me acrobatics.
24.
Hell yeah, bud. All
Pretty
right.
cool.
You're pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Here's your pretty cool flip. Dude's got flips.
He's a flippy guy.
About 10 minutes pass, and the guard and Queenie both return. And the guard sort of does like a "you can come with me" sort of motion. It looks like Ms. Roan isn't really making a move to like follow all of you. She kind of came here with Nyx,
Okay.
and then everyone showed up, and she's like, they probably got it.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
she's
sense.
got the candy to pay attention to. It's fine.
Yeah.
She does strike up a conversation with Queenie, who comes and sits down, and they seem to
Sure.
know each other.
Cool. In which case, I assume we go up.
As we walk, Fen wants to kind of sidle up alongside Roshan and just be like, "Never got a chance to really thank you. This cloak is so fucking cool."
That was a sick flip you did earlier, and I don't know how much of that was the cloak.
Uh, I think it was mostly the cloak, but thank you again.
Hell yeah.
Okay. You are brought into a space that presents as a very well off office space. There's a large wooden desk, uh, slightly back from center, comfortable chair, books that look like they are full of ledgers. Um, um, and there is an older orcish man sitting at the desk. Um, he looks like he's probably in his 60s or 70s. He looks a bit thin, a little gaunt. He looks aged. He looks like an older man. Um, but he looks focused as you enter into the space. And next to him, leaning against the desk, is Leah Hollis' daughter, his daughter and second, who is kind of leaning against the side of the desk, sort of like kind of more against like the chair, like behind him. And they watch, and you that they watch as you enter. There we go. The hardest sentence of the evening, that one. Uh, that very hard sentence. Uh, who has a passive perception that is 20 or higher?
Me.
Uh, you can see that there is some sort of nearly translucent barrier of some kind between you and the desk. You can see that there's something separating you from the chief and his daughter.
That makes sense.
Come in, uh, say your piece.
Thank you very much for seeing us on such short notice. We understand that your time is valuable, but we believe that what we have to say is of equal value, if not more.
It is obvious the divide in classes here in this city. You can only see it by looking down. And today we brought violence to those who we thought would bring the city violence, but have found instead that the city has been bringing violence against them. A sinister kind of violence that keeps them oppressed, keeps them poor, unhoused, and unhealthy. What we found was strong enough to change our hearts in seconds. And we hope you would join us with the other pillars of the city for a conversation about how the city can move forward without violence. One where the citizens of this city can collectively uplift each other, unlike what is happening today. And we do this in hopes of preventing a violence that has been stewing for longer than our presence in the city. We did not start out our day with peace, but we would like it to end with peace. And for this peace to mean anything, we need you and your daughter to come say your part at Pynk's to the gathered pillars and perhaps give concessions you hadn't been prepared to give, but ones that will see the city through to a brighter future.
That is quite the impassioned speech. I am always content to speak to the other pillars on topics of the city and how it can be bettered. But you haven't told me who the other parties are.
Well, you know Sindri and Ms. Roan is just waiting out in the lobby to join us. The others would be Pynk and Waylon. Now, it was us who sent out the warning that there would be violence by the blind eyes. And I understand that it may be scary to go and meet with them, but the violence will happen if we do not meet with them and convince them that the city is worth uplifting rather than tearing itself apart.
Leah steps forward. Waylon is a terrorist who threatened my father's life today. And we are supposed to walk into an impromptu meeting.
Yes, a meeting where everyone will leave weapons at the door, where we will promise your protection with our lives, and a meeting that is comprised mostly, headed at least mostly by your already allies. Waylon comes in with a position of power being a threat on the pillars' lives, but you come in with a position of power clear and the need to protect your people as much as yourselves.
So every time we are threatened, we must meet with those who threaten us.
Not every time. sometimes it's not worth it. But we wouldn't be here today if we didn't think this was a time that was worth it. This isn't a whim. This is the future of your city, and its birthday today could not be a better time to convince everybody in the city that living here is worth it.
Okay. Roshan, roll me a persuasion check.
That's a 7. Plus 16 is 23.
You focus in and plead your case. And you feel like you can see those minor movements in people's faces that you've learned to pick up on, where somebody is listening to you. Maybe someone is softening. Maybe somebody is understanding. Then your eyes flash up to Hollis' daughter's eyes. They are white and wide, staring back at you, as if through shadowed darkness. And you blink and it is gone. You fail the roll. I don't know if it's worth it if we bend now to a terrorist. We are going to show ourselves as weak. Father, I do not think you should go. I will consider going in your stead. I do not think you should go.
I think Roshan sees those eyes and is in a second defeated. There's a lump in his throat and his eyes go wide, and he just looks to for someone to intercede on his behalf, just wide-eyed and wary and afraid.
This situation that you found yourselves in, that this city has found itself in, goes back far longer than we've been here, than any of us have ever laid eyes upon the crest of the skull above the horizon.
It goes back to the naming of the districts, the crown, the nape.
But what was planned for today would have happened, and we wouldn't be having this conversation had we 5 not intervened. And we were met with indifference or opposition at near every pass as we tried to investigate what today's events would have unfolded as. And we took it upon ourselves to make some effort to prevent it. And we caused quite a bit of harm. Not the least of which caused by my own hand. I slew many people who were hunkered down, hiding, trying to eke out an existence. If you bring me in shackles, in manacles, before them as a peace offering, that you will see justice done on their part. Maybe it makes some sort of gesture that you'll see justice done in your city on their behalf.
May I interject quickly?
You may.
I understand your fear for the situation and even just the idea of being in the presence of Wayland and everything she stands for. But I think you should consider this I can see why you want to. Sometimes strength is not. Sometimes strength is not the answer. These people, if you saw them down there, they were willing to fight for what little they have. They were ready to pick up arms because they felt that was the only option. You've given them no option, no comfort. This force of will, this unwillingness to hear them, to look at them, that's only going to create a deeper divide between your people. I think this is a chance for you to just lend an ear.
Show them that you are leaders that they can turn to, that they can cry out to when they are hungry and when they are in pain. If you can show them now, here, when it is hardest, that you are willing to hear their grievances, I do believe that they can be loyal, good, effective citizens of this city.
They've proven they can be loyal.
They
They've
certainly
just
are to one
fallen to the
another.
wrong.
They are good people. They are your people. Please hear them, please. They want to be heard. That is all they are asking for. That is all they are screaming for. And that is all that this violence is an expression of.
Okay. I'm going to be transparent with you as Jillian. I'm going to give you some kindnesses and some not so kindnesses, you know?
Okay.
Because of Roshan's failure, the roll would be at disadvantage. Because you are assisting each other in the conversation, it will be at advantage. So, ergo,
Okay.
a straight roll.
Okay.
I will allow Nana to make the roll. If you are adding anything to it, it is before the roll. I will not allow
Understood.
it before. The DC is 25. This is the last roll. There will be
Okay.
no more after this. You will be escorted out if you fail.
Got it. Alrighty then. Yes, I will be putting my stank on it.
Can all right, never mind. I guess it's on Nana to add whatever. So
People can add things if they have stuff that has like helps other people, but
I think Fen would just extend his hands and say, "I've killed your citizens today. Show them that you'll defend them."
Nana will be adding her commanding presence to her persuasion check here.
And Roshan will kind of give a really weak please because he's defeated, and will put a hand on Nana's shoulder and give her a bardic inspiration.
What dice?
That's a D10 now.
Bless, thank you.
so we're gonna roll the extras first
Extras go
before
first.
we roll the D.
The big guy.
So what do you
Okey-dokey.
add naturally?
With my persuasion modifier, that is +9.
Okay. Now give us, I suppose, your 2 D10s. Is that what we're getting
Yes.
here?
Correct. 2 D10s, one from my maneuver and one from Roshan's bardic inspiration. That is a 7 out of 5, total of, what's that? 12, 13, 12.
12.
What? 12, thank you.
Okay, we're sort of in a like don't get a nat 1 scenario.
Which I'm feeling hopefully pretty good about. Here we go. Come on, honey. Oh, bless, it's an 18 on the dice.
Okay. Hollis' daughter seems to like step forward to be like I'm going to put an end to this. Because first off, it's a lot of the things now being said are crazy. There are crazy things now happening in this office. And she kind of steps
Surely
forward and
she's getting crazier.
I'm sure. She's like, this is like maybe the 7th craziest thing I've seen in this office.
But still, it's pretty crazy. It's crazier
but
than 3 things.
the chief sort of raises a hand and quiets her before she says anything. I will meet with Waylon. I truly hope you are able to garner the peace that you seem very confident of. And he looks over at Fen. Then you will hold trial. And he sort of like looks over at the guards and is like, if you could be so kind. Fen, you are arrested.
Okay.
You are not taken to Pynk's. You are taken to a holding cell.
Okay.
And he stands up. And when is this meeting?
Within the hour, I'm afraid. And probably a bit sooner than that.
I will gather some men, and then we will head towards Pynk's.
Thank you very kindly, Chief.
If Roshan pops back in, I will allow him to. I'm moving past this, but if he does want to say something to the chief in regards to that statement, he can. But I don't think the rest of you are aware of that caveat. So
No.
So if sprung back into existence,
I would feel as though he would, in fairness, but
I am not making that call. All of you exit sans Fen, who admitted to crimes and is now arrested, and asked to be arrested. So that is happening. The rest of you walk outside. What's up? We're a little over an hour, probably.
Okay. All right, so do we head to Waylon and inform her that we have procured this miracle meeting of hers?
I don't know if we want to try sending first. And then see
That
if
would
she'd rather...
probably be advantageous if
Think
Roshan
a
did
little
this.
faster than getting down all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her the rundown and yes, whenever Rashawn rejoins us.
Roshan's disassociating from his
Valid.
Looking at him,
His
being like,
moment.
Yeah,
"Roshan,
from
come
his
on."
Can I make
Everyone
a
like,
phone call?
gentle pats.
Hey,
You pass by a
Roshan.
wrap cart
Are
on the
you
way.
okay?
Does he just need some food to refuel?
Yeah,
Mhm.
you guys can get some
Might.
wraps.
Yeah,
Maybe his
we'll
blood
get
sugar
him some
dropped.
wraps.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot.
That was
That's what
very
happens.
good, Nana.
It was.
Thank you. I mean, the last thing I wanted today was to hurt innocent people, and I know that's true of Fen as well. And hopefully
I know.
hopefully we can make things better for the people here. That's really all I want.
And maybe the Fen can get out of jail after I've brought everyone back. Since
Maybe,
they technically are alive still.
Yeah, once they're not murdered anymore, perhaps they'll drop the charges. Maybe the murderees will consent to let him off easy for good
Suppose we'll have
behavior.
to see that through.
I suppose it's. Oh, I love the man, but he drives me insane. Okay. Oh, what are friends for? Let's. I guess once Roshan has refueled and recovered his senses, we can
Slowly
let.
eating a sandwich.
It's just-
Yeah,
it's
so
okay,
slowly.
buddy. You're all
all
right.
around
Take
his
your
neck.
time. Take your time, Roshan. It's okay.
He's wearing too many layers inside the skull. He's getting overheated, guy.
Oh
Fair.
no. Okay.
are
Yeah, we
fanning
just
him.
gotta let. We just gotta put a
The
cold compress
vapors.
on the back of his
Maybe I
neck.
should
There
turn
he
into a bird
is.
with a giant
Okay.
wing to fan him off.
Okay. You had your wrap,
Roshan,
Roshan? You feeling better?
You've had a sandwich and everybody's fanning you a little bit and they're like, are you good?
Yeah.
Are you all
What did I
right?
miss?
Well, you looked a little peaky as we were
So we
heading
steered you
out
to
of
the
the
wrap
Chiefs.
Uh,
Julian, can
so,
we
yeah.
ask about?
I will do so.
Fair.
So when you disappeared, basically the chief was like, I will show up. Let me go gather my men. And I will show up at Pynk's. You disappeared at that point. I'm allowing you to interject if you want to say something, or if you do not want to, up to you.
Yeah, I think Roshan would interject and say, Pynk will not allow a show of force in her establishment, but they can wait outside.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Come on, bud. Come on, bud.
I got 19.
But how funny it would be to just be like, this one also.
God!
Rude.
Ooh,
It'd be
Brutal.
funny though. Do you think how funny it'd be if you just weren't allowed to succeed
Brutal.
in this whole encounter?
brutal.
No.
It would
you
be pretty funny. I'm not gonna
It would.
lie.
Roshan's like, well, thank you for your time. Just walks out.
And that's why he
I won't be attending.
dissociates.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you guys, you got it. You're like, you put out your wrists. I also killed a man. You can arrest me.
Arrest me too.
Send me to the brig. I'm done.
Oh no.
I don't want to go.
And that's how he keeps Rose from dying.
Yeah.
He gets arrested.
Sorry, I'm in prison. I can't do the ritual. Sorry, I got
Oopsie.
arrested. When the side of the prison wall explodes open, he's like, okay, anyways, the ritual. So you guys stop for a wrap really quick to
Yep.
get yourselves together.
Yep.
You have a little less than 30 to get everything settled. What are we doing? Fenton,
We need to
a holding cell. You guys are outside the government building.
So we need to contact Layla to tell her it's on.
Exactly.
Roshan, if you could do that now that you're feeling a little better, so we don't have to run all the way down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you okay?
I'll
So
reach
long
out
as
to
it
her.
won't strain you too much, okay?
And Roshan will put a sending into the ether and say, Pynk's at the designated time. You can use a side entrance if you want. Sounds like the chief wants to bring the cavalry, but they won't be allowed inside.
See you there. I will edit that slightly. Will see you there. Okay. The message has been sent out. You guys going to Pynk's?
Thanks.
Okay. You head over. Ms. Roan joins you. Basically to be like, I'll arrive with them. To be like, I'll walk with the chief and his daughter. And parts from you guys. You head over to Pynk's. You see that there is a large back room, maybe held for like private parties, where a large table has been set up. Pynk is asking if you know how many people are in attendance. You do not. You could give an estimate at least of people on the pillars side, but you do not know
Yes.
how many people Waylon is bringing.
Not exactly.
Yeah, Roshan estimates at least 3 for Waylon, two for the chief, 2 for Russ and Sindri, and Ms. Roan, she doesn't need any help.
Yeah, I think she didn't plan on bringing anybody, I think.
Ms. Roan is the army.
Okay. So I'd love to know how you all are going about this to make sure we get to this meeting. Are you all standing at the door and checking for weapons and standing guard? How are you making sure that this goes how you want it to go?
I think Roshan would take on the maitre d', would go stand and greet people, and if they had obvious weapons, he'll say that'll have to stay with coat check. And even if they don't, he'll say any weapons must be left with coat check. While people are here, they are under our protection, as long as they remain a guest.
Okay.
I think Nana will probably be like across from Roshan, assisting with kind of like, not exactly enforcing the coat check, but also like offering in case there's a bunch of people coming in at once, so it's not everybody all piled up on Roshan.
Okay. And Keldon Nix, is there anything you would like to be doing? Or are you like, I could have a drink and, what are you guys up to?
Keld would definitely want to help with securing and safety and just making sure things are moving in the right direction. I don't know. He's got his size and his physicality that he could work with. I feel like he might benefit from helping at the door, honestly.
I mean, honestly, if you want to trade in for Nana so that you're a more imposing force, Nana can...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can be at the door. That's not illegal.
We're all doing coat check.
All of
Hi,
us
we're
are
here
doing
for coat check.
Hi,
I mean,
all
that
of us
does
are
work,
coat
'cause we
check.
all
That's our
are-
job.
On the same page
You are
with that.
the liaison. You are
Yeah.
the
That's
people in
true.
the middle.
Yes.
So that one of us at a time each takes somebody back to escort them to the table.
Okay, so
Yeah.
each time somebody new comes into the space, one of you escorts them to where the meeting is. The first person is Sindri, who arrives. He does not arrive with Russ, but he has a sword on his person and hands that over without much fuss. It is escorted to the back.
I resist
Somebody
the
walks
urge to pat him down.
Keld, would you like to pat people down?
No,
We hug
okay.
him.
A lot of this.
The touchy-feely hugs.
You're welcome to. You just got to tell me if that's what you're doing.
I think so, just to be extra cautious.
So are you patting him down like, excuse me, sir, random check, or are you like, oh, Sindri, it's so good to see you, and then trying to like pat him down secretly?
No, not secretly.
Okay.
It'll be a combo move of, let me get my hug, but also then.
Also, ha ha ha.
I
Now that
also
you and I
need
are
to be.
close and are already touching, I'm going to pat you down.
Now that they have
Roll an
you in
investigation.
arms.
Nothing personal, dad-in-law.
Yeah. 12.
You don't think he has anything else on his person.
I'm not good at investigating, guys.
That's okay.
And then Sindri is
Carry
escorted
on.
to the back. The next people to arrive will be Ms. Roan and the chief and his daughter. You do have to take a kind of more of like a billy club situation from the chief's daughter and a...
She billy clubs me?
She gives you the bonk. Where's my hug, you say as you approach and get the bonk immediately.
Everybody
She does
gets
not
a
welcome
when
the
they
hug.
walk in.
Everyone who walks in gets a hug. Welcome to the peace meeting. Thank you. Each
These are
of
the
you hug
vibes
each
We're
we're looking
starting
person.
this
for.
off with yeah, exactly. This is
What
the
a fucking
positivity we
nightmare.
want to see in
I
the
hate this
world.
club. This club is the worst.
Hey,
I
this
have
is
to
This
not
hug
is the
related to
everyone.
the
introvert's
club.
nightmare.
I'll do it. It's like a family reunion. This is awful.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. A hug,
Seriously.
yes. So are we I just want to know, we patting down everybody? But Ms. Roan and the chief's daughter like check in a weapon.
I mean,
Ms.
them
Roan is
two
wearing like full plate also.
Mm.
Yeah.
Clank, clank.
I feel
clank,
like
clank.
she's allowed.
uh,
I feel like, well, it might be wise. It might be wise. It may not look very kind, but it might be wise. I don't know.
is that a yes? I am patting everyone down. I need a yes or no.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I don't want to make any assumptions that you're patting everybody down. I just need to know.
Yeah, no, but it's like, given the tensions of the situation, and given we have hug patted down Sindri / dad-in-law, we've set the precedent, and we've done it for one guest so far, so we have to do it for all of them. It's only fair.
I will say he is the easiest of the guests to get to do that to.
That's fair. Understandable.
I need a persuasion check, Nana. I'll give you advantage because it seems everybody here is handsy. So
Okay.
just as a group, you were like, we gotta pat you down. Give me your weapons.
All right, the better of the two is 26.
Okay. The chief's daughter seems the most upset about this. Like,
That's
is
understandable.
not a big fan of that. You have to pat her father, the chief, down.
I understand.
Even more than like herself. She's like, whatever, pat me down. I had a weapon on me. I understand.
Of course.
Look at him in his fancy little robes.
I cannot believe that he's hiding anything, but we're being equal treatment for everybody here, just for the sake of keeping things even between all parties.
Okay. I will need 3 investigation checks. First one,
Yokie
Ms.
dokie.
Roan. Second, daughter. Third, chief.
Okie bum bum bum. Okay, that's 17 for the first. That was who? I'm sorry.
Ms. Roan.
Ms. Roan.
Now,
All right,
chief's daughter.
Second one, chief's daughter. Okay. It's 16.
Okay.
And okay, that's got it. Okay, 15.
Okay. You start patting people down. It seems only Nana is doing it, so everybody has to wait their turn to get patted down. It is the clink clank.
I'm escorting people. I'm busy.
I have my job.
Yeah.
You're
Nyx
slowly
is
walking
doing
back,
the
like,
escorting.
sorry, I'm not there to
Sorry.
help.
They were busy talking in the hall, the whole way there and back.
You do find in sorry, kind of in the armor of Ms. Roan, under the wrist, there is like a hidden compartment, like very thin, like stiletto dagger. And she's like, honestly, the response to you finding it, like you like push it and it like pops out, and she's like, oh, like she forgot it was there. Like it seems like a genuine she forgot that was there.
That's fair. That's perfectly fine. But may we keep that particular piece at code check as well?
It's like a very solid, like pulls it out like really quick and then like drops it into your hand.
Thank you very kindly.
You don't find anything else on the other 2.
Okie dokie.
And Nyx escorts them to the back where Sindri and Pynk currently are. Yeah, 90 minutes on the dot. A few figures approach the door. They were told they could use the side entrance, but why would they do that? If they're not allowed in the front way, and maybe this wasn't a safe place for them to be. So they approach from the front. You can see Waylon leading the charge, small halfling woman, older, short haircut, graying hair, uh, followed by four more individuals. You can see behind this group that's sort of walking together, there seems to be her own little show of force that is planning on staying outside uh, and kind of standing adjacent to the showing of force that the chief brought. So there are people that wait outside. Waylon comes in. You recognize Bonwin, older human presenting man, dressed very nicely in a black suit with long jacket, holding an ornate cane, uh, uh, older, graying. You
Is
see there
he
is,
leaning on the cane for support, or is it ornamental?
you can roll insight.
Thank you very much. I get an advantage on my insight. What's that? Better ones. 24.
Um, you think that this is, let me see, insight. There is some weight being applied. There is weight being applied to the cane.
It's not
You're
like
not
he's like hobbling on
you
it,
are not
but
noticing any like hobbling, no, but there is
okay.
some weight being applied to the cane.
Okay.
Uh, Another person who is with them is fully covered, like long black sleeves, black gloves, sort of like a cowl collar that hangs over the shoulders, kind of distorting the body shape, so you can't really tell the gender or stature of this person besides height. The outfit is long and goes to the ankles, and then boots that go up to meet. They are wearing a hat that covers the top of their head, black, and they are wearing a large mask, black and pointed. Um, this person walks up with them, including uh, an older woman who looks to be maybe in her 80s, short, curly white hair. Um, she looks a little nervous and uncomfortable, but is trying to keep her back straight, but is kind of has like an awkward kind of folding of hands as she walks in. You can also see that um, it's almost like the outline of an apron, where you can see a bit of flour on different parts of her outfit, where you could assume this is what the apron did not cover. And following at the end is a young man who looks to be maybe 16 or 17, um, has shoulder length, dark hair, uh, very simply dressed, following in, walking closer to the older woman. You ask for people to check their weapons at the door. Um, so go ahead and give me the persuasion check with advantage for this new group.
Dookie. Yakita. All right, with advantage, better one is 23.
Okay. Uh, you see Bonwin does like a quick scan of the room, and his eyes kind of linger on where he sees other weapons have been placed, and catches Waylon's eye and gives like a small nod of like, this seems legitimate. Um, that's a pretty high roll, so I will let it roll over into the patting down. Nana, are you patting everyone down, or are other people interested in patting down other people?
Kelt's helping.
Okay. I guess I'll go down the list because each person is different. Who is patting down uh, old woman and young man? We'll start there.
I feel like it may be a little less intimidating if it's Nana for old woman and young man. Um, I apologize. I don't mean to invade your privacy, but this is merely for safety's sake. We have patted down everybody else who has attended here. If you do not mind me taking just a moment.
The old woman kind of like turns and tries to assist you while you're doing this to be like,
Uh-huh.
how best can I be helpful? Go ahead and
Yeah,
roll
Nana like guides her
investigation.
gently. Yeah.
This will be for both of them.
Okie dokie. All right. That is okay. That's a 15.
Okay. Um, you don't find anything on either of them.
Okay.
Um, they also do not turn anything in.
Okay. I mean, it
Uh,
seems like she was just taken from baking something, so I would be shocked if she even had her rolling pin.
Next is going to be the person who is fully covered. This person does not seem super excited about this, but is consenting to the pat down. Who's checking them?
I can, unless you would prefer to, Kel.
Sorry, I'm just hesitating because I know Keld would like to address Wayland as she approaches.
Sure.
So I think just friendly, like he's gonna ask, "So who have you brought with you?" We never really discussed that.
Oh, yeah, let me introduce. I was gonna introduce to the group because I'm sure the high and mighties inside probably don't notice everybody. So,
Hmm.
um, seems you know Bonwin. Uh, had some name dropping earlier from you. Very popular Bonwin. And he does just like almost like a coy little shrug, like, I guess, maybe me. Um,
Tee.
uh, this year, and like points to the fully covered figure. This is novel. This uh, novel is sort of more read than seen than heard, you know? Person of words in ink.
Hmm.
As a
Very good.
reminder, you guys read an article written by Novel in the paper.
So novel, the writer in the paper, yes?
And when Novel begins to speak, you can hear that their voice is altered somehow.
Hmm.
Yes. I often write in the paper so the people can have a varied opinion.
I think that's important. And thank you very much for being one such voice.
Mm. Um, and here we have. So I decided bring in some heavy hitters, and then I thought maybe it's not always about you know us. So I have acquired two citizens that I feel like cover two demographics. Uh, One of the older generation and one of the younger generation. One who has seen Skull City come to fruition, and one who was born into it and will be part of its future. So it points to the old women. This is Tofa. Uh, Thank you for coming away from your pastries for this. I appreciate it. And this young man right here, this is Lou. Uh, he is a friend of a friend's kid, not involved with our organization, so I feel like is a reasonable, uh, middleman. Somebody
Hmm.
who can listen in and decide if things sound relevant or not to them. That is my intention of bringing Tofa and Lou, is that they will be able to listen to probably our long-winded mumbo jumbo and decide if it means anything to them or if we're just fully off base. Because uh, I think they probably have the best bird's eye view compared to the rest of the people probably sitting at that table.
It's important to know how the
Makes
policies are
sense to
actually going
me.
to impact the people.
Well,
All right, I guess.
thank you all for coming. Let's get everyone in.
Okay.
Checked in and on through, and hopefully on to some productive talks.
Okay. Who is checking novel?
Nana will check novel over.
Okay. Investigation.
Yeah, doing that. Okay. Is, oh dear, not very good. That's an 11.
You do not find anything.
Okay.
They also do not turn anything in.
Okay.
Who is checking Bonwin?
I guess Keld will.
Okay. Investigation check.
3.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You do not find
I
anything. He
don't
does
got
not
this.
turn anything in.
Squint.
It'll be fine.
Doesn't require an investigation check to take his cane, though.
Are you taking this man's cane?
I think, if nothing else, Bonwin, may I ask, do you require your cane to walk?
It certainly makes me more comfortable, yes.
I can understand that. You can understand that we are also trying to be as forthright as possible and make sure that these talks are interpreted as positively as possible by all parties so that we all get what we want. Is there any way that you may be prevailed upon to perhaps leave the cane at the door of the room as we enter?
I am curious if I present in a way that looks like I can swing this with intent.
Does he?
No. He is an
I'll
older
admit.
gentleman. He also does not look incredibly built.
Perhaps I'm being overcautious.
He picks up his cane and like tilts it sideways and holds it out and is like, if you'd like to look at it, you are welcome to, but if not, I plan on using it to walk in.
If you do not mind, I will have a look over it and return it to you.
Roshan would like to join in this look over with he's going to scan the group with detect magic.
Okay.
Good idea.
Or, you know what? It's once a day. I should get use out of it. He'll use true seeing instead.
Ooh. When else are you going to?
I see the truth.
Nothing invisible is currently standing out to you. You see strange shimmerings just moving around in front of you all over. It's almost like the constant dripping of blood. So both of you are looking at Bonwin's cane. I'll give you both an investigation check. That both of you can look at it real hard. While Waylon is like taking out her dagger
You're
from her side
investigating.
and her boot. And we'll
Got
turn those in.
worse.
16.
2.
30.
Okay, I didn't realize also, Kel, the three of you stand around this man's cane.
I'm just
and
looking
stare at
from
it
like
really
a few
quick.
feet away.
He's tall, so he has a good advantage as far as like point of view goes.
What were the numbers again? I thought it was just funny. There was just a triangle around this man's cane.
I wasn't sure who you were talking to.
Yeah, it's fine.
I got a 30.
I have a 16.
Roshan, you take it and immediately like press in on an ornate looking fixture, and it's a button, and it like pops out. It is like a saber, and he gives like a. I use it mostly for walking.
If it's all the same to you, we would appreciate it if you might consent to using my elbow instead.
I was gonna offer.
But all these elbows point out at him. Keld
Sir.
is Keld will he'll accept Keld's elbow as the stronger
That's fair.
elbow,
Okay.
if you insist.
For the sake of not giving anyone any cause to be anxious going into these talks.
Oh, we're past that. And he gives you a smile and a nod and allows himself to be escorted. As I stated, Waylon takes the dagger from her side and the one from her boot. These are the two that she's like, hey, I have a dagger at my side and one at my boot. Takes
Yeah,
both
she
of those
mentioned
out
that to us.
and turns them in. Who
Yep.
is checking Waylon?
I mean, I will.
Nana's
I will give
escorting,
her-
so
No,
Keld,
I
you
think
wanna
Keld took over
oh,
escorting
Keld's escorting. Not
because
that
he's
you
got
have,
the
that's fine.
stronger elbow. So I
Yeah.
will take a look over Waylon. Ooh, it's a 19 on the dice. Where that's an 18.
Okay.
Nana's
Solid.
dumb. I'm sorry, guys.
You do not find anything else on Waylon.
Cool. Thank you so much, and I hope that we'll be able to prove that your trust in us was not in vain.
Hey, listen. As long as mine walk out of here, breathing their breaths, living their lives unimpeded, I can only say you have done your part. You don't enact policy. So,
If nothing else, I hope you'll have an opportunity to voice what you need put into policy directly to at least a few people who can do it for you directly.
don't worry, I'm pretty practiced in speaking my mind on the topic, so we'll see.
We shall.
And that group is escorted in. You can see that it's like Tofa and Lou seem kind of out of their depth a little bit.
They're being good sports.
When they have parted, could Roshan investigate what about the surroundings feel like they're dripping with blood?
Sure. Give me, because you used the word, give me an investigation check.
That's 22.
So here's the thing. You're kind of impeded by the fact that you're like inside a little bit, but also you're kind of reminded where you are, which is inside of a skull, and you do not know what that translates to in Soppelheim.
Yeah, I think he chalks it up to this was probably at one point living, and maybe on the other side it is still living. Maybe it's still living on this side. It's probably not bad.
Yeah.
He gulps, and I think he will drop the magic to instead cast Unseen Servant, and he'll tell the Unseen Servant to watch over everyone's belongings and to come get him if they are disturbed.
Okay. The unseen servant takes up a spot there and will do said job. I am assuming all of you go into the room. Inside, everyone is sitting at this table currently, pretty split in a way that the far side holds the pillars, that the nearer side, closer to the door, holds Waylon and her group on one side of the table. So far end, one group, close end, another group. On one side of the table, the long end, that is where Pynk is currently sitting. And there is enough chairs for all of you on the opposite side of Pynk.
All right. I suppose we file in and take seats.
Well, if you don't mind, I think I'll start things off. Things to do, people to see. Waylon smiles. So this is how I think is best to start because we have been brought here by I don't know your relation to them, acquaintances, I suppose, for us. So the thing is, I don't know what they're expecting. My opinion is quite low of how this is gonna go. Still, I plan to participate and see this through. So honestly, I think we should start by giving them the floor. Uh, Sindri does kind of like a hand, sort of like a take it away kind of thing. Like I do not disagree. Um, and you see that the chief's daughter seems like a little just very on edge. So you can't tell if it's because of how this is starting or just the thing in general. But after a moment, the chief kind of gives like a nod. So all of you have the floor to set up your expectations or say your piece. This is y'all's time.
All of you have come here by our request in the hopes that we can avert bloodshed. The people of Skull City are good people and long to care for one another and build one another up. In the way that things are now, there are challenges to that desire. There are inequalities that are, I will not say, placed with malice or intent, but are nonetheless oppressing people who would otherwise be happy and productive as citizens in this city and could help to build this city up further. It is my hope that all here can be heard and that all here can strive towards a common goal of peace and of cooperation. Not merely silence, not merely tolerance, but collaboration. I will not ask for anyone to simply will compassion into their hearts today, but please, try what you can to see things from the other party's side, and with that framework, let us build together something new, something better, something that will hold all up, strong and enduring.
Roshan speaks up and says, I believe before there is open discourse and, of course, disagreement, everyone should get their chance to speak. And I would say, given that there are young people in the room, and Roshan looks over at Lou, I think we should speak in order of age, uh, such that nobody is uh, given a spot that they don't like. It is preordained that those with the most experience speak first, and those with the least experience get the first chance to bring up their issues.
Does this
Anyone
seem
else?
fair to all?
You don't get a consensus about that yet immediately.
Okay.
I think our goal here is to create a space safe for listening. So, in turn, we need everyone to listen.
Anything, Nix?
See, she knows she's not good at speaking. She's just kind of
Uh-huh.
nodding along with all of them. Like,
Mm-hmm.
You can say what they said.
yeah, ditto.
Perfect.
Okay, group persuasion check.
Hell yeah. Who takes it?
Group, everyone.
Group everybody. Cool.
Yes.
Group, please think.
Alrighty, I do have advantage on that. No, I don't.
Um,
No, I don't.
So I think Roshan would have tried to give a bardic inspiration with whoever he was supporting. I think Nana was the only one to speak before him, so Nana can have uh, a D10.
Much obliged. Add a D10. Ooh, lovely. Okay. That brings me up to a total of 29.
24.
16.
12.
Okay.
Which that makes
Hey.
sense. Falling
Hey,
on
that's
all of these
pretty
strong
good.
things, ditto.
Yeah, we're kind of going with the middle ground on this one. As you're not really rolling against anybody, so it's sort of what you landed in the middle, right? Which is not bad, based on your rolls. Um, is there anything else you wanted to add?
I think Roshan just wants to reiterate that it sounds so corny, but the space is safe, and if anybody disrupts the peace of this meeting, then they have made themselves no longer a guest in Pynk's hospitality and will be asked not nicely to leave.
Okay.
And I think
Uh,
Keld will just want
mm.
to hone in on the fact that everyone here is here because they care about Skull City and the people. So that's my 2
Nix,
cents.
Nix's only thing is she'll look to Waylon. Like, I know what my uh, companions were saying earlier when we were in your office. No matter what, I'm bringing back all of your people with whatever resources I have. That was never a if type of situation. I just thought you should know that.
That is appreciated. Um, uh, because you all have taken, I suppose, control of the reins, which I suppose we gave you. Um, I suppose we'll go around in a circle and express our feelings. Um, I suppose we'll guess on ages, unless people want to start shouting them out, but I think at least the first person's pretty apparent. Lou, sweetie, if you're comfortable, would you just like to introduce yourself? He sort of straightens up a bit, and the old woman next to him just like kind of is like does like aggressive little hand pats, like you're good, but it's more like she's more nervous than him, even though he's pretty nervous. Um, hello, Pillars Chief, and he does like a little kind of like bow nod. Um, we've never met. I've seen you at the birthdays. Um, Sometimes out and about, you'll see the mother of the sworn. Uh, but I've never really had a conversation with any of you, but that didn't seem weird to me, and I hold no grudge or ill will about that. That's just how things are. At least that's how I know things to be. Um, uh, I've just finished school. I I I don't know what I want to do, and I don't know if that's me. Um, or maybe I'm too young to know yet, or um, perhaps it's it's kind of intimidating sometimes living in Skull City. Um, it is one of the most beautiful and inspiring and advanced places on the continent, I think, without a doubt. And that is an intimidating thing to be a part of. Uh, it it feels like at any moment that you're not good enough for the skull, or that you'll fall behind, or that uh, you know things change so quickly, and that's not always a bad thing. It's just um, sometimes it's hard to, I think, have a plan when you don't know what's next or what the future holds. So that's kind of where I stand with things. Kind of like looks over at Waylon and she kind of mouths like, "Good job." Um, Next up, after like a slight bit of back and forth, uh, Leah will speak up, Hollis' daughter. Um, the most important thing to me has always been the people of Skull City and will always be. Um, I believe that even if it is not something seen by everyone at this table, I believe that everyone that I know, and I only can speak for the people sitting on this side, that everything they do is for the city. Everything I do is for the city. And hopefully we can come to some sort of understanding on a path forward, if that is truly the intent of everyone here. Uh, Next, Novel will step in. Hello. It is exciting to be here in this room. And like slaps down like a little notebook on the table. You don't mind if I take notes. They do not pause to allow people to answer. I am here mostly, I believe, to take note and fact check. I am very knowledgeable on the topics of the skull, historically, financially. These are topics that I am quite versed in and would like to make sure we all stick to fact. I will not stop when we react in emotion, as they are valid, but if they undermine the facts of the situation, I will report it to all of you. Uh, that is where I stand. Uh, I consider myself a patriot of Skull City and would love to see her continue to prosper. Next, who's next? Got Waylon, Bonwin. Everyone's so old. Sindri. Everyone's old. This is about to get hard. Who's the oldest person in this room? Um, Sindri sort of sees that Novel is done speaking and nobody else starts speaking and is like, okay. Um, uh, it seems repetitive to state what has been stated by everyone before me, even though I think it is true and important. Uh, Everyone has stated that they care for the city and its people. That is something that rings true for me as well. Um, the comfort and safety of the citizens is always at the forefront in my mind. The kiln, my father, myself. We are servants of the skull. We are servants of the power that it wields, and that power, I'll admit, can be used for many things. But first and foremost is safety. And that is where I stand. Is that we come out of this with an understanding of what the kiln is capable of, what I am capable of helping accomplish, as there are things that I cannot do or assist with. But if it is something that I am able to, I will. I cannot enact policy. He glances over at the chief. I cannot change law. But in this situation, I will try to be as open and understanding as I can for both sides of this situation, as I only can give input and information. Next, we have Bonwin, Wayland, Opus. Well, they're the sworn. We'll go with Ms. Roan. They've given up, but they're not going to ask each other how old each person is. Okay, so uh, I'm sort of here because I don't want you all to beat the shit out of each other. Um, if somebody decides to tussle, we tussle. Um, we do what's best for the city. Always. That is Ms. Roan. Then we go to Waylon. Okay. I'm sure everyone here is familiar with who I am and probably has their notions about me, which is fair. And probably extremely justified. I feel like I've sat in a room like this before. Maybe uh not as how do you say, in the back of a bar. Um but I have sat at your fancy tables and your fancy little desks and sat in your comfortable chairs, and I have said my piece. I have said what the people need, what the people are looking for, and what they need to survive and be comfortable. And I don't feel like uh, there are people here who actually do care. I think that is just a way for you to look good and continue on with doing the things that you believe maybe are good for the city and are not taking the city itself into account. The city itself being the people. So if you are interested in hearing what the lifeblood of the city feels, I will tell you. We will tell you. But if that is not something that you are interested in hearing, this probably isn't the conversation for us. So you could go ahead and tell me if I'm just mistaken for even trying to be here to help. But I'm willing to try one more time. Because that's all I got left in me. You can take that as a thinly veiled threat because it is. I am not going to hide my feelings or my intents. This is what I have been brought to. Perhaps you can talk me down, perhaps you cannot. That is to be seen. We will go to Bonwin. I am interested in seeing that all interests are tended to. I do not plan to speak much. I plan to support my friends. That is why I sit here. Uh, I am privileged, blessed in a way that I am able to survive no matter what, no matter the situation, no matter how much the city changes, no matter how much the ruling class changes, I will survive. Does that mean things are good? No. But I don't exactly benefit from this going either way. I benefit from Skull City existing. So whether this goes one way or the other, I am not truly invested in either and will accept either outcome. But Waylon has requested my support, and I will provide it. If asked, I will speak. But for me personally, I don't need much to change. And gets comfortable in his seat. And then Chief Hollister.
As
Mm-hmm.
well. I think Roshan keeps looking back at Pynk to wonder when she's also going to speak.
She does. She seems very much like almost like the judge sitting in front of like a courtroom. She's like, continue
Love
next.
it.
I will
Yeah,
be your Judge Judy today.
she's like, I don't have anything to say, girly. Speak when spoken to. The chief speaks next. I do not think myself infallible. I am sure there are places where I have shortcomings. There are places, there are people, there are topics, there are wrongs and rights that I am blind to. And I'm sure my father was the same. We are mortal, we are blood, and I have my shortcomings. But I also feel as if I have my strengths. As stated, this is, at least in my heart, in the things I have seen and experienced, this is the greatest city on the continent. And if that is not true for everyone, I do wish to know why. And hopefully there is something that can be done for that. But this is no utopia. There are things that cannot be changed. And there are things that can. So hopefully we can find those things and repair them or build them. But there are some things that I know we cannot do, as I can only assume all of you feel a similar way looking across the table. There are things you are not willing to do or are incapable of doing. We'll see if we can find those things. Find the things that slip between the cracks. Seal them up, fix them. Or perhaps they run too deep. I suppose we'll explore that today. And then Tofa. You could see getting so nervous as it gets to her turn.
Oh, bless her.
Oh,
You're going to do just fine.
oh, well, thank you for having me. It's very nice to be here. And she gives like the same as Lou did, gives like a little bow. She's like, and you can see her pull at her like skirt a little bit, like she's trying to curtsy while
Little
sitting.
bitty curtsy. Oh, bless her.
So uh, I was a young woman when Skull City was founded. Uh, Probably not young to some, but I still felt young. And we were living in squalor before the skull. Uh, we were um, we were victims to the elements and raiders and corruption. We lived a very unsafe life as there was nowhere for us to truly go. Um, and I am grateful every day that that there were people who were strong enough. So many people. It was quite the thing to see, just the camaraderie uh, of everyone coming together to take the skull and claim it as home. To watch all of that happen was an amazing thing, and by leaps and bounds. Our life now is so much better. I could not compare the two. I couldn't even begin. And perhaps it's my mind failing me, or perhaps it's because there are no words to bridge such an incredible gap. But just because you have experienced bad things does not mean good replaces them. Just because good things happen does not exactly mean bad replaces them. I have experienced the good and the bad of the city, and I'd wish to live nowhere else. But do I sometimes see glimpses of a world beyond the skull, of days of old? Sometimes. Sometimes I am brought that discomfort. Not on my body personally, but sometimes I see it in others, people who never even got to experience it, that they are experiencing their bad thing. And it is still bad, even though it is not as terrible as what I experienced. It is the worst they have known, and that is enough. Uh, I want the future generations, and looks over at Lou, to only, on most days, can't stop heartbreak, scraping a knee. Uh, you know, there are some things you can't control, but after watching what I've seen a reckoning of people do, I can only believe that we are capable of change that is good for everyone. And I don't expect to see it, because I know how these things work sometimes. I get it. But he will, and looks over at Lou. He'll see it. So if I'm able to give an old woman's opinion on uh, my experiences and what I have seen, hopefully that can add to the conversation and help. So uh, thank you for having me. And kind of gives another like bow curtsy. And then there's a lull for a moment, and the chief straightens up. Everyone can tell me if they disagree with this decision. Um, but I believe this is going to be quite the uncomfortable, ambitious conversation. And it may also veer into things that perhaps the less people hear, the better. Uh, I would poll the group that, as grateful as I am to our friends, that they step outside so that Skull City may talk amongst itself. And there seems to be nodding consensus between people. Like, yeah, there seem to be people who do not care, and then people who are like, okay,
Yeah.
I accept that.
I feel that is more than fair. I won't speak for my companions right off the jump, but it seems to me that all I'm grateful for is that all of you decided to sit here together in a spirit of cooperation. I'm happy to sit outside and allow you to speak as you must.
And like looks to just see that like the rest of the group is okay with this action.
Okay. Cool. In which case, Nana will rise, bow to the people within, and take her exit.
And Nyx will follow her out.
I think Roshan would nod at Pynk before heading out and just say, in her mind, uh, We'll be just beyond the door. Let us know if you need anything.
If people are disrespectful, I'm sure you'll know.
Roshan's like, I sure hope so. I already used one silence spell in combat today, so he will. It's not grudgingly, but it isn't without worry that Roshan steps out.
Some reservations. It's understandable.
Yeah, I think Keld will follow their lead, give a bow to everyone, and head out.
Okay. The door closes behind you, and you all are in the main area of Pynk's. And that's where we're going to stop for today. Thank you all for being here. If you want to, hey, what's up? YouTube? Forget about it. No. You can, if you want to like know what's going on, how did we get here to these talks, or who are these people, or what going on in general, you can head over to youtube.com/the dice cult and watch past episodes of On the Backs of Gods. You can also watch past episodes of Gossamer Vale, our other D&D campaign that goes live every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Twitch. Lucky us, Kalu Kalay. This Thursday is Gossamer Vale. We are on a little bit of an adventure, Celtic mythology inspired. Currently, we're dealing with bandits and on our way to deal with more bandits. Because
And also, a boyfriend has been stolen.
I don't know where he is, but I sure know where bandits are, and we're gonna go get him.
Yeah.
And if we find out where boyfriend is, we can go find him and make fun of him that he was abducted by birds. So,
All
that's
will be
his
right with
fault
the world
for
then.
He'll
being
never
abducted
live that
by
down.
birds.
Never. He's so cool on his skate sword, and then he gets stolen by birds.
I'm sorry, it's my skate sword. Anywho, if you want to keep up with like that, you can join us this week. If you want to like be able to keep up with us in general and what's going on with on the Backs of Gods, you can keep up with us at Backs of Gods on Instagram. And if you want to keep up with all of us and all of our shows, you can follow us at the Dice Cult on Instagram and Blue Sky and Facebook. Katie make dice. The dice were hot today with the 20s and the 19s. So if you want dice that tell story and are pretty, you can go to the link in the chat or the box below. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We love telling you a story. We'll be here same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you guys next time. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for joining us, cultists.